All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. She is here. Please welcome former #1, 9 Grand Slam titles, the legend, Monica Seles. Monica, thank you so much for joining us. I know you were out there watching the match. Have you ever seen such a busy day out here at BNP Paribas Open?
I love it how you put it. In my 20 years of playing professional tennis, I've never seen anything like this before, I have to say. Wow. But, you know, still the players came right back out with the full focus. But it was sure very entertaining.
Well, it certainly seemed to help Carlos Alcaraz. He looks amazing right now. What is someone's mindset? How do they prepare to go play a match when you're dealing with something like this?
I really don't know. I mean, I just literally landed and I texted a few of my friends and I said I'm coming out to tennis, and they're saying we have a B delay, and I'm thinking, okay, you guys gotta come up with a better version. And sure enough, I get here and I was like, this is real, not kidding me. But I think, you know, there's no way to prepare for something like that. I think it was nice to see how both of them kind of just, you know, took it easy, and even though I don't think they're like the best of friends, but they were cordial out there during the beat delay, and essentially, you know, back to business once the court got cleared of the beats.
Well, how are you doing? What have you been up to? Do you miss playing tennis, or you know, when you come here, is there still this feeling of, you know, this is a place that every tennis player just loves to be at?
Well, I love playing here. I played this tournament a couple of times in my career, and I won it way back when. This is truly tennis paradise. I mean, what the tournament has done here, it's an experience that I think not just us fans, and I'm now purely a fan, but when I talk to the players, they all just love coming here. I mean, I do truly hope this will be, at some point, a 5th Grand Slam, because this tournament deserves that.
Yes, sir. For sure. Let's talk a little bit about women's tennis and the state of American tennis. Obviously, the men's side, you've got a good core. Women's, Coco finally winning that Grand Slam. Emma Navarro, rising star. How do you assess them?
I mean, the American ladies are just kicking butt. I mean, that's how I have to say. I was at the US Open watching Coco, and just in all my years going to the US Open, I never seen the electricity that there was happening during Coco's matches. I mean, it was just, you was getting goosebumps. And for her to finally actually break through and play so well with that much pressure was just unbelievable. And then Navarro, I mean, I followed her a little bit on the junior circuit and also in Australia. But the breakthrough that she has had, and then the way she's playing, and even today's match, I mean, Wozniacki, Swiatek was still, you know, that first set was pretty tight, could have gone either way. It's just really wonderful to see. I think it's wonderful to see how the WTA has incorporated moms into the sport too, that you don't have to make choice, like let's say my generation, where you have to pick one or the other. I think it's much healthier. The stars are able to stay in the sport a lot longer too.
All right, well, we have a lot of fans here, so I would love to open it up to some questions. So Monica's ready for you. If you have a question for Monica Seles, please raise your hand. Do not be shy. If you raise your hand and ask a question, you might get an autographed hat. Go for it.
So I have a question. What do you think about the WTA and the Saudi government with tennis and all the issues associated with it?
I think it's a very interesting time in all of sports. I mean, you look at soccer, what they have done, and tennis too. I mean, moving the championships there, I'm sure, really, I don't know the details of what made it move to that part of the region. I hope now that that decision has been made, it's going to be moved in a positive process for that, because you know, it's there to be played, but just like any of us, very looking forward to seeing how this is all going to play out.
Yes.
What do you think about the equality now in the prices for ladies and men?
Question is, what do you think about the equality now for men's and women's?
I think it's terrific. I mean, as a former player, you know, I say thank you so much to Billie Jean King and then the other ladies, the 9 other ladies, because without them, really, I could have not followed my passion that essentially as a little girl I loved to play tennis, but didn't realize that that could be a career also. So each generation, really, we can never forget that. I think where it has gone, even compared to my generation, the prize money is truly unbelievable. But I always say to young girls when they ask me for advice, that should not motivate you, because you might have a lot of money, but you're going to be a miserable person. I think you kind of got to find that middle that works for each individual. You know, are you going back to the equality between the men playing 3 out of 5, the women 2 out of 3? Is that the question? I personally wish everybody played 2 out of 3. I think 3 out of 5 is just too long. I mean, I love the game, but you're not going to see me sitting 5 hours in front of a TV for any sporting event, even for tennis. I think 2 out of 3 would be fine, and you know, let's just forget this topic on that. I think.
All right, a couple more questions. Yes.
What are you doing in tennis today?
I mentor a couple of young ladies, some that are on tour, some that are trying to make it on tour, and then a couple that, you know, have gotten playing college, getting some good strong scholarships. I love the sport, so any chance I get to play, I do play, but I mostly play doubles now. I do play a little bit of pickleball. I do get that question asked of me a lot. I do think there is space for both sports in the game, because essentially they're very different, even though some people tell me they're same, but it gets us out. For me, I just turned 50 a few months ago. It's essentially just trying to stay in shape, and tennis does this for me, pickleball does this, and some weight training, and that's the goal.
Yes.
I'm curious about the pickleball thing, because I play tennis as well, and when I play pickleball, I tend to go two-handed. I tend to miss it because the racket's so much shorter. Does that happen to you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know how many of you watch when Agassi, Graf plays Sharapova, McEnroe. I mean, you could see between the 4 players, let's say, okay, Jack Sock is a little bit ahead of all the other 4, who actually practiced for pickleball and who kind of just picked up the racket maybe a few months before. But, you know, like I play tennis 2 hands on both sides, but in pickleball my forehand is a one-hander.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
yeah, you adjust.
You adjust.
All right, one last question. Who's it going to be? Yes.
Will you be at the Olympics this summer?
I had a blast playing 2 Olympics, but they are, if you don't have the right tickets and stuff like that, they're a pain to go. I probably will not be this year. Be watching on TV.
All right, well, Monica, thank you so much for stopping by, gracing us with your presence. The queen bee of tennis, Monica Seles. Thank you. Monica, if you would be so kind to help us sign some of these hats for the fans, that would be great. And housekeeping note, if you borrowed any chargers, please return them, as it is a hot commodity here. We thank you again.